Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Radioactive Scale RC. And Saturday has finally arrived and it is time to start the Gelande II D90 2015 version build. So we're going to finally start getting into this. The week of work is done and now the weekend's upon us and it's time to start building. So without further ado, let's get everything out of the box and we will start with the chassis build. And we'll get as far as we can, and I'll put on as much of the video as I can without dragging it out too long. Couple series videos or something, just going through the build of the chassis, and then we'll start into the body once we complete that. So I haven't even opened this up. Seal is still there. It's been sitting waiting all week since my last video, which was I think Monday of this week. It's now Saturday. And yeah, so I haven't opened it, nothing. I've been working all week, so the weekend is upon us and now we can build. So we're going to cut open our seal and begin our first RC four-wheel drive build. So pretty excited about this. I've been just itching all week to get started, but I didn't want to start till I was free of time. It is a very, very heavy box, and I'm sure some of you out there have already built these, so you know. Alright, so the first thing we bring out is we've got the grease, shock oil, and the small thread lock. I am going to be using the thread lock, of course, because this is an all metal build basically, so the thread lock has to get used. And I will be using probably this thread lock. This is the thread lock I use. It's a gel. It's a medium thread lock, same as the blue liquid one, but this is just a gel one. I prefer this over the liquid one. I know that it's on my screws when I put that on, so we're going to use that one. So yeah, so that's nice that they give that. I'm pretty happy that that's in the box. I do have my own marine grease that I'll be using in the diffs, which I believe the diffs are already built, but we'll look at those when we get to those. But yeah, so there's that. And we've got the tires, 2 sets of tires. So yeah, and of course they're just sitting in there. I do not think that they're set in there. The screws are in the rims, but the rims aren't in. So yeah, very nice compounds. These are the RC four-wheel drive dirt grabbers. Pretty narrow tire, but I'll probably be upgrading the tires and the rims. I'm thinking I want to do something different with the rims than just the stamped. I think they're 6 stamped or 5 stamped rims. So there's the tires. Those we can probably just put aside because we're going to do the chassis build first. The box is quite heavy. I was quite surprised at how heavy the box is. Oh yeah, big silica gel. Yeah, we don't need that. We got the book. So this is my first time looking at the assembly book of an RC four-wheel drive. Yeah, step 1 is working on the diffs. Look at that, and the diffs looks like they do come all assembled, so I might be cracking those open to see what kind of grease we have inside there. And yeah, the tranny, and yeah, awesome. So yeah, pretty intuitive. It looks pretty good. It's not a real thick book, so it shouldn't take us too long. Yeah, so there's our book. There's our chassis rails, and they got the four-wheel drive stamped on them there. I don't know if you guys can see that. So the four-wheel drive is stamped onto the top of the rails. Nice and heavy, nice and beefy. Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this RC four-wheel drive thing. You betcha. Okay, so what do we got? Let's get some more stuff opened up here. Let me just see. I'm just gonna there's your tranny. So there's the transmission and the transfer case. Nice, really nice, really heavy, solid build. I believe that's a Delrin spur gear. And then the spring looks pretty loose. We'll be cranking that all the way on, nice and tight. There's the tranny, and yep, we got the diffs. So we got the two Yoda diffs, and knuckles are already installed on the front ones. Everything looks okay from shipping. A bit of a punch through there, but not too bad. Okay, so there's our diffs. And I think this is it for the chassis build. By the look of the box, the only other thing left in the box is the body, I think. So we'll check that out in a sec here. Get this one open. We got G2 metal parts bag F. I see some shocks in there. I see drive shaft in there. So there's the stubby shaft that goes from the tranny to the you know what I'm trying to say, the transfer case. And solid plates, all metal. Everything in there is metal. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. And we got receiver box, so that's probably the only plastic piece. We got some link ends. That is G2 plastic parts bag G, so that's all plastic. So it looks like rod ends, drive shafts are in there. I see the drive shafts, which are supposed to be metal on better drive shafts on this. I'll probably be upgrading to the Punishers eventually, no doubt. That is a weak point I heard in the RC four-wheel drives, is the drive shafts. So we'll have a gander at those and a go with those, and then upgrade probably. And we got some more metal parts. Not exactly sure what those are. They're not marked. The bag's not marked. We got standard hardware. So there's the hardware, all the screws and goodies in there. Hopefully each bag is somewhat, yeah, it looks like the bags are marked. So I'm sure this isn't a really long build, and it's not my first RC build, so I've got some experience in building. I did my SCX 10s, and so I have built a lot of RCs over the years. I've been doing RC for 30 plus years, so not my first, but my first RC four-wheel drive. Looks like the Delrin skid, which is probably going to get replaced. That is definitely Delrin. We got some skid parts and front and rear bumpers, and I'm hopefully going to be upgrading those for sure once I find a place that I can get them. I've been looking at Asia Tees for the CC hand D90 front and rear bumpers. I haven't found them yet, but I've heard Asia Tees has them. Great Hobbies does have one of the CC hands, and I like to keep local, but the price is quite a bit different than getting it from Asia Tees in Hong Kong. Still CC hands they have, but the price is a lot different. So yeah, so that's the chassis, guys. That is everything that's in the top, and the only thing left in that box is the body. And I really don't want to get into it yet, but let's get it out of the main box. And I am sure that it's going to be one heck of a fun build. Actually, a tight box. There we go. Oh yeah, so that sucker is full. That is one full box. So manual, big stickers, all your parts trees, nice, all the glass, the windows, and they're all molded. They're not Lexan. Rear windows, nice. Yeah, pretty excited about this. Some more of the windows. And a whole bunch of the hardware, the magnets. Geez, it seems that it's got a lot of pieces there. It looks like it's got the metal rails, guard rails and stuff. Oh boy, I'm getting excited. getting excited to get into there. Yeah, so there's your main body right there. All your parts trees. Oh yeah. There's the SUV lid, and there's your main body. Yeah, getting pretty excited about that, guys. Okay, we'll get this put back and out of the way. So we're gonna get started, like I said, with the build of the chassis. Put the book back. And get the body back in the box and out of the way. Okay. Okay, so here's all our parts. I will go through the first stage and go through these bags a little bit by little bit here, get everything out that I need, get the hardware out and get set up, and we will start the build. So once I get that done, I'll be back. Okay, I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, so we're all set up. I got everything out of the packages and out of the box. We've got all the hardware set up. The bags are all marked really well. Each bag tells you what this contains for the screw and the type of head. So FHCS and the BHCS, different screw heads. Really good, really like that they distinguish that for you. So everything is ready to go. I'll just pen over, so there's everything ready to go. And I've got the first pieces, and I opened up the bag and I looked in the book, and there's an extra piece in that bag. So the first piece was in a bag like this, and this is the second step, and there's 3 pieces, and on this step 3 and 4 shows 3 pieces. Step 1 shows 2 pieces, this crossbar and this connector and this connector, and I've got this one in the bag that does not show where that goes, so I have no idea what that one is for. So I'm gonna hold on to it, of course, and hopefully somewhere down the line it is needed somewhere. But it was in the first set of bags, and in the book I can show you that this is hopefully you guys probably can't see that very well here. Try to get it in there. So in step 1 we see the 2 pieces which we have, and the main crossbar which we have, and then it shows you putting it onto the axle, the front axle. And the next step shows the 2 pieces in the second bag, and then your main crossbar going across. Sorry guys, you probably didn't see that. So your 2 pieces and then your crossbar. So this one, this extra one, it doesn't show that at all, and I don't know where that goes. So there's mystery number 1 for this build, but we'll just move forward and put it aside, and hopefully down the line it's needed somewhere. So we're just going to put it aside and we'll get started with the first build. And it's very intuitive book. I like the instruction book so far, so I'm just going to keep it I'll keep it flat out. I'll probably need this in the future for parts, but yeah, so these are the 2 pieces we need first, and we need M3 by 8mm FHCS. So I've got those, and I need 2 of those. So we're just gonna pull out 2 from the bag and start getting this put together. And I'll try to edit this film, guys, or this video, so it's so you won't hear me talking a lot, because those are the areas that I'll speed up when I'm editing. And we've got, so they've got the small little tube of thread lock here. And it looks like the tip is so I can just dip the screw into there by the looks of it. I don't see like some of them come with that nice fine tip, so I'll probably start with this and see how it does. I do like the gel because I can roll the screw onto the gel, but we'll just dip into that one first, and we'll use that one to start. So yeah, like I said, you won't hear me talking lots because I will be editing this, so I'll be speeding it up so the video isn't as long. So yeah, let's get our first pieces going. that is step 1. And step 2, we'll go back, just tighten down again, just to make sure we're going to get them tight, and I don't want to lose any screws. It's one thing you don't want to lose. And that's where the book will come in handy. If you do end up losing a screw, you know what size you need to go back in there to purchase. Okay, so that is that one, and we'll move on to the next step, which is the rear supports, which obviously I believe would be for the links. Okay, so we'll just go back, make sure that they're just tightened down. You don't have to over tighten them, not with the thread lock in there. It should help keep it in there. Give that a clean up. Okay, so that is 1 through 4, guys, and we'll move on. 1 through 4 is done. Just keep that closed up. Put that bag aside. So there's our 2 axle pieces ready to go, and I will get set up for the next step 5, because it is different. I think we're starting to work on links all of a sudden. Yep, step 5 is links, so I'll get those pieces all set up and I'll be back. Okay guys, so we're all set up for step 5 and 6, and that's putting together the links. We got quite a few to do here. We got a 73mm link. We've got to do 4 of those. We have a 59mm link, just one, and 63.5, and all the different link ends, and the screws, the SSS screws, stub screws, I don't know what you call them, to put those together. So there are different, in the book it does show you which ends you need to put on each, and I see that there's needs 2 of those at the 63. 2 of those. All the links are good to go. We have the longer ends, so we will just get started. Okay guys, we got all the links together. All the links are done, so we've got step 5 and step 6 done. Some of them were a bit of a challenge to get them lined up perfectly, but all the links are done, and we will move on to step 7, which looks like to me we're starting to put the tranny mounts on. So I will find those and we'll get those started, and I'll be right back. We'll get that done. Okay, so the next step is putting the mounting brackets on for the transmission. Pretty simple. 2 M3x8 FHCS and 2 M3x8 BHCS screws. So we'll get those on and move on from there. And on the back side we have this little piece here. It's got a little bump out on it. I don't know if you guys can see that. So you see that little bump out, and it's at a weird angle. So this goes down when you're looking at the tranny this way. So it will go on like so. Pretty much easy to tell which way she goes on. So that little bump comes out towards the spur gear more. Okay. Yep. Okay. So that's the tranny. I will go over to the next step 9 and 10, and we'll get set up for that, and I'll be back. Okay guys, so step 9 is where we're at, and it's the plate. So the main chassis plate, battery plate obviously, and the spacers. That is the next step to be done, and we've got our screws ready to go, so we'll get that on. So yeah, we're at step 9, so we're chugging along here pretty good. We're chugging along pretty good. I didn't think it would take us too long to get this chassis build done. The body is where I'm going to spend a lot of my time. So we'll get those in. Okay. Step 11, it looks like we start moving into some chassis stuff. Chassis rails. So that's good. We're chugging along. They got us assembling the easy stuff first, I guess. So we'll get that in. A bit of thread lock. And then we get that. So that's a simple one there. Okay. Okay, so I will get the next pieces ready, and for the next 3 steps, I guess, we'll get all those pieces together as we start to work on the chassis rails. So I'll be back. Okay guys, we're back. So we're at step 10. I just wanted to let you know that the pieces you need for step 10 aren't these, but you need these pieces, which are the body mounts, and they are hidden in the body box. So I was hoping that they were in there. I was a little panicked that I couldn't find them, but they're in the body box. So step 10 is connecting these to the first rail. So we're going to get that done, and then we'll move on to the step 11, which is connecting these pieces to that same rail, and then we'll go from there. So once I get those done, I'll be back. Okay, so we got the body mounts on, and now we'll move on to the brace pieces. These 3, well actually on this step, step 11 and 12 are these 2 pieces. So we'll get those on, and I'll be back as soon as I get those done. Okay, now we're moving on to step 13, and that is the skid plate. That is the next piece to go in. So we'll get that in, and then the next one on step 14 is mounting up the transmission. So we'll get that done and get the other rail done, and I'll be back once I get all that put together, and we'll see how we're doing on time, and we'll go from there. All right, I'll be back. Okay guys, we got some progress now. So we've got pretty much that main chassis put together, so we're looking really good. We got the transmission in, the two rails together, everything's set to go. So we are now at the point of step 17, which is putting on the shock towers and moving through that. I think it's all shock tower work now. So we're going to get that done and move on from there. And we will probably cut today's video off at that and get back at it again tomorrow. So I don't want to do all this in one video. I want to keep it as short as possible. So we'll do that, and we'll get back at it for the next video, guys, for the second part of the build. So thanks for watching today, and if you like what you're seeing on this build and you're just here viewing and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up and click that bell to be notified of the second video for this and any other content that I put up. And shout out to all my new subscribers. I think I got 4 or 5 this past week. So that's great. I appreciate that. Thank you to all, and we will see you at the next one, and everybody stay safe, and we'll see you at the next build 2. Cheers.